Hi, this is Angela DeWitt, and this is my website for my capstone course. My project is called Project Based Learning in the History Classroom. This is the home page, and all my tabs are here along the top. The first page that I'm going to show you is the introduction to my project. It includes the rationale, the goals and standards, and the timeline for completing this project. I chose project-based learning with personalization as well as 21st century skills all combined into one. My district is a one-to-one laptop district, and so with this availability of technology that we have, this year they're really focusing on improving personalization, project-based learning, and student choice. So that's why I decided to focus on that area. Um, for my project, I wanted to focus on that in the history classroom. I teach language arts and history, and we sometimes find it difficult to find really good projects that can go for project-based learning in our history classes. One of the areas that I have to teach is the Mongolian Empire, so then I decided to focus on that since we don't have anything really substantial for that unit. My goals and standards are listed here. I've included the ISTE standards as well as the Ohio New Learning Standards for the Mongolian influence for social studies. My timeline is at the bottom. I chose this topic and this website creator, Weebly, at the beginning of September. Then I did my research and made my bibliography, began creating my project and building the website. Here is my video presentation that I am making for you, and pretty soon, hopefully, I'll be able to see and do peer reviews on your projects. And then finally, I need to make my changes and write my reflection and turn in the final project. Underneath the project-based learning tab, I gave a very simple definition for project-based learning and kind of what it entails to me. Like I said, we need to incorporate student choice and 21st century skills into the projects that students would be creating. I also included some technology tools for project-based learning. Google Classroom is one. I actually use that for my history classes. This is the first year that I've used it, and it's actually going really, really well. Google Drive, we're using it in history for collaboration. So when we do group projects, we're able to upload documents, and then the students are able to put the documents in their Google Drive and be able to share them with their partners and type right on them while their partners are watching in real time. Kahoot is a very, very great formative assessment tool. Students can, or teachers, I'm sorry, can make their own tests and or use the ones that the website can provide in a search for any topic. And then it turns it into a game. The kids use their laptops to answer the questions, and then it's a race for points, and they go crazy for this. Virtual reality is a new resource. I do have a pair of the Viewmaster goggles, which you can see there in the picture. We use our cell phones, and we place our cell phones in those goggles, and our students have been able to tour the medieval castle, tour the Parthenon, but there are a variety of places that they can tour that we just don't talk about in world history. So there's all kinds of great resources for that. Plickers is another formative tool. I used it a little bit last year, but this year we're really using it. The students have their own QR code on a half sheet of paper, and then I input the questions into Plickers using my laptop. Well, then when we go to do the activity, I put the question on the board. The students hold up the Plicker a certain way to show that they know what the answer is. I take my cell phone and scan the room using the Plicker app on my phone, and it literally lights up the children as I'm scanning. It lights them up in red or green, so I know who is correct immediately and who is not. And then we can project that chart on the board, and so the kids can just see how many students in the room got it right, how many students in the room got it wrong. It's kind of like whiteboards, but it's got a new updated feel, and the kids are very excited about this year. Pear Deck is a way to make your lessons interactive. We do still do notes in our seventh grade history classes, but with Pear Deck, we can input our keynotes or our lecture into Pear Deck. We can add pictures and videos, and then throughout, we can build in questions where the students can draw something or drag a dot to a place, or do agree or disagree or true, false, multiple choice, short answer, all the classic questions. And it's pretty exciting to see how engaged they get even during the lesson. The next one is iMovie. We use iMovie for our students to create their own movies, and at this point, we've had iMovie on our laptops for so long that we don't even have to teach iMovie. The kids are way better at making iMovies than even we are. So that's a really great thing to see. And then they can upload them on YouTube, which they all also have their own channels, ironically. Weebly, I just began using last year, and I love using Weebly. I've switched over my own personal website for my students from Google websites to Weebly because it's so much easier. It just looks a little bit newer. I've created projects using the website. I've used this for obviously this course and other things, and I love Weebly as a website creator. And then the final one is called Erasma. This is where the students can create their own augmented reality. So it's basically something that when you scan it with the Erasma app, it basically comes to life. So what you do is you use iMovie to create an iMovie, and then you have to find a picture that will kind of be the picture that you scan using your app on your phone. So when you scan the picture, the iMovie automatically kind of comes to life and starts playing. We have used this in our history classrooms at the end of the year where the students get to choose any topic we've talked about, create their own movie about it, and we've made an interactive Erasma museum. So these are some of the websites that I absolutely love and we've used quite frequently lately. The next piece is a student project. I wanted something for the students to be able to do with the Mongols because, like I said, we just don't have anything wonderful or anything that it resembles project-based learning for this unit. So I've included an introduction video here from Mankind. I love this documentary from the History Channel. So the students would watch this, and it's about Genghis Khan, so they can get a little bit of background about the Mongols. And then the student project is here at the bottom. They have to pretend that Kublai Khan is attempting to kind of show that he understands Chinese culture because he is now going to be the emperor of China. So you have to choose one of the three departments, either the Department of Culture, Economics, or History, whichever one you're more interested in. And then you have to research various items that would fall under that department. They'll do it in groups, so there's our collaboration piece. I've included a checklist of all the things that they'll need to kind of write up and research to prove that he would have to use in his speech to prove that he knows about Chinese history or culture or economics. Once they've done their research and cited their sources, they'll then have to come up with some way to present the information to him and tell him what information he should use in his speech. I gave some examples, iMovies, or actual written report, some sort of slideshow presentation, a website, a song, a poster, or any other idea. This kind of brings in the student choice as well. So not only are they choosing which department they want to work in, or they also get to choose how they'd like to present it. This will be communicated to the rest of the class, so they will share their projects. I included a rubric down here at the bottom for this project. Now this project I did not make entirely on my own. This was a web quest I found online. I did cite that in my annotated bibliography, which is next. But this web quest did not really have any of the personalization or the student choice pieces. It only really had that authentic question that I was looking for. So that's why I chose this actual project. I just decided to add my own spin to it. This is my annotated bibliography. I have a variety of sources here: books, journal articles, websites, resources that I found super interesting that I plan on using and kind of learning about now that I found them. Like I said, my district has made this kind of our mission for the school year. So they had already assigned me some books to read because I am on our district leadership team. So I'd already read a couple books about personalization and student choice. So this is the list of resources that I've used. Um, some of them include also the video that I placed on the student project page. But there's a lot of information about project-based learning, and all of it that I read really did lead to how it helps students have a positive attitude toward history and learning, and it really engages them because they are able to try and figure out a real world problem um, by researching kind of what they want to research and then presenting it in a way that kind of highlights their abilities. So all my research was pretty positive for the group that kind of was studied. And the last page that I have here is my reflection, which I haven't yet reflected on this project. But let me know what you think about my project and some of the sources that I found. And I'll be working on my reflection. Thank you so much.